spoken with general manager Sam Hinkie, who said that the Sixers are going to keep this pick, even though they've got Nerlens Noel, Joel Embiid. This is true to what they've done. Best player available. This allows them to have a great asset, and obviously maybe potentially moving Noel. We'll have to wait and see. We don't know about Embiid's health. They are keeping Jahlil Okafor. Back to you, Reese.
All right, Andy, that's what we presumed, a dominant low-post scorer like that. So now the Knicks under a minute to go. What do you think the Knicks should do here?
It's going to be fascinating to watch. I mean, look, they need bigs. They have a lot of holes. I kind of want to give New York what they deserve, right? Every single year we hear them boo the pick. But a guy like Justice Winslow is a guy that has that heart, has that grit. He can play alongside Carmelo Anthony at the 2, and he's a heck of a defender.
I totally agree. The Knicks should take Justice Winslow. He's a versatile player on both ends of the floor. A capable shooter, a really good defender, and also I played against those 90s Knicks teams. New York loves toughness, and he's going to bring that, and he's going to play hard on a nightly basis.
I don't think GM should pick on how not to get booed.
Well, that's an impossible task with New York. I
think there's going to be boos in here no matter what.
Yeah. But, Jim, we were talking about this before. Every day you watch Bargnani shoot threes, and it's something, though, right? I mean, so why not go for somebody who has that grit, who really epitomizes what New York City basketball is about?
But also the rock of their team is Carmelo Anthony. You need somebody on the perimeter to play beside him, and he's a versatile guy that has the ability to do so and the tough skin to play in this town.
All right, Carmelo missed 42 games this past year. Knicks had their worst season in franchise history, only 17 wins. Adam Silver has the pick. It is 4th overall in the draft. Let's see who the Knicks select, and let's also see how this sizable Knicks fan contingent reacts.
With the 4th pick in the 2015 NBA Draft, the New York Knicks select Kristaps Porzingis from Liepaja, Latvia. He last played for Sevilla in Spain.
And perhaps Chris Porzingis can turn these fans around at some point. I almost hate to bring up this little bit of history now, but I'm compelled to do so. Dirk Nowitzki and Pau Gasol were the first European players ever drafted in the lottery. They became all-stars. Since then, 16 Europeans have been drafted in the lottery, just in the lottery now. None of them have become all-stars. Chris Porzingis said to be different. Some believe, Fran Fraschilla, that he has more upside than anybody in this draft. What say you?
I grew up a Knicks fan in this town. The Knicks stink. They stink. This is a good gamble. Why try to hit a single or double when you may be hitting a grand slam? Now, we realize when you look at him, he looks like an extra in a Dolph Lundgren movie that Jay Billis once starred in. We get that, okay? But you're talking 7'2", okay, 230 pounds, 19 years old. He is as good a shooter as there is in this draft. He's an athlete. He can be a rim protector in time. Is he going to struggle in his rookie year? Absolutely. But in 2 or 3 years, you have a chance to have somebody that you may have in New York for 12 more years. I like this pick because after Okafor, Towns, and Russell, you are swinging for the fences, and Phil Jackson is earning his money. I like the pick.
Fraschilla definitive that the big fella from Latvia who has made it his goal to play in the NBA. He's worked on English for quite some time. Didn't want that to be a barrier. Want that to be once he made it to the NBA. And here, he told Andy Katz this week that he embraces the opportunity to play in New York. That's assuming that there are no subsequent moves, and Chris Porzingis is with Shannon Spain.
That's right, Reese. He told Andy Katz, I want to play in New York. I want you to look around, look at all these fans. This is your future, these folks in here. Why did you want to be with this team so bad?
I mean, it's my dream to play in the New York Knicks, as I said in the interviews before the draft, and it's just an amazing feeling being drafted by the Knicks and given this opportunity to play in such a basketball city, and hopefully I can be a part of something special.
Because there are so many unknowns, because so many people haven't seen you play, obviously there are some hesitations. What do you want people to know about you and your game that they might not know?
For those people who don't know me, they may think that I'm, soft European who likes basketball. They've been busts before, so I'm different. I just really love the game. I'm very hungry. I'm looking forward to playing the best league in the world against the best players in the world, and it's my passion about the game that sets me apart.
Congratulations. He already has his jersey in Reese. He doesn't have a long commute to work tomorrow.
A lot of these guys are going to have to do some traveling. Porzingis has traveled a long way to get to this point, but from Brooklyn to the Knicks, not as much of a distance to travel. Now, the international players, I mentioned European guys only. If you go ahead and expand that to all international players, Yao Ming was an all-star, but that's it in terms of lottery picks, making it through the all-star game. Now, you look at Chris Porzingis, and there was a great three-part series, both video and written piece on Grantland, sort of letting people get to know Porzingis and how this has been his goal and how he's developed himself for this opportunity. But you said on a draft preview show last night you were very skeptical about making a pick of a guy like Porzingis this early in the draft.
Him in particular. And here's why. The New York Knicks fans have suffered long enough. Okay, they haven't won a championship since the early 70s. All of the terms I'm hearing about this young man is 2 or 3 years. Rim protector in a couple of years, possibly. A project, real thin. I just felt like they deserved a turnkey type player, and Justice Winslow would have gave him that to play with Carmelo Anthony.
It's going to be interesting to see what Phil Jackson does in free agency. Even if you get a guy like a Greg Monroe, he's a great fit player, but you're not going to turn around this franchise in one day. You have to build for the future, and I would agree with Jill, and I think Porzingis has great upside. But I don't know if he's going to be able to do all that dancing with the basketball when he has somebody on him who's pushing him off the block. He has the skill set of Dirk, the high side. I don't know if he's going to get there, though.
I think the problem is the physical challenge he's going to have to take on in the NBA. I mean, he's really thin. I mean, you can joke, say, he said he was hungry. He better be, because he needs to put weight on in a hurry. I mean, his legs are toothpicks. He needs to put a lot of weight on and get stronger. So the physical challenge is the only question I have with him. He's a light rebounder. He's not going to be able to guard in the post right now. So he can take a big guy and stretch the floor and take him out on the floor. The question is, on the other end of the floor, what's going to happen when a big guy takes him into the post? Will he be able to hang? In time, he can be really, because he may be the best shooter of any size in this draft. He can really shoot it.
And there's a reason why we didn't have any comparison
move him
video.
off the block?
Everybody looks tall next to Franny.
And there's
but it's the skinny thing. It's not the tall. We already know that.
There's a reason why we didn't have comp video for him, because for me, he was a combination of Dirk and Darko. Stay tuned.
So no lean from what you've seen?
I mean, no, not an inch. I wish the young man luck.
Well, the Knicks haven't had a lot of success with their lottery picks. Since 1985, Patrick Ewing, #1 overall. He was an all-star and one of the greatest players ever. But since then, Kenny Walker, Nene, Mike Sweetney, Channing Frye, Danilo Gallinari, Jordan Hill, all lottery picks. None of them all-stars. Now, David Lee picked in the first round, not a lottery pick. But the Knicks haven't done well in the lottery. But as you heard Franny say, this is an opportunity to try to hit the grand slam and perhaps find a guy who can produce at least somewhere like a Dirk Nowitzki if you're going to stick with the European comparison.
In Phil's defense, all their power forwards and their centers are unrestricted free agents. And none of them actually, I think, are these star kind of players that Porzingis has a chance to be. But, yeah, I would go a different direction. I don't know how fans are going to feel about Phil Jackson making this his first big decision as a New York Knicks management.
Okay, so the Knicks take Porzingis there and the Magic on the clock. We're about to get that pick. What do you expect the Magic to do?
A lot of people at home probably think they're going to take Justice Winslow. I think they're going to take Mario Hezonja, 6'8", 220. I think he has the ability physically as well as the knockdown shot from three-point range.
Especially with Tobias Harris being a restricted free agent.
Absolutely.
You don't know if you can keep him.
Best available player is Moutier, even though he's a point guard and they've got Elfrid Payton, but Moutier is the best available.
Hezonja.
Would he be enough, Moutier, to move Elfrid Payton out? Do you view him as a as a higher ceiling type of prospect?
Well, yeah, he's a different kind of player because I think he's a better scorer. Moutier's been criticized that the one criticism of him is he's not a great shooter, but his shot is not broken. I think he's going to be able to shoot it in time.
Peyton Oladipo, not knockdown shooters. Hezonja is a knockdown shooter. They need that.
All right, so Adam Silver now has the pick of the Orlando Magic, 5th overall. Let's see what Orlando chooses to do with its selection right now as Commissioner Silver starts to make his way to the podium.
With the 5th pick in the 2015 NBA Draft, the Orlando Magic select Mario Hezonja from Dubrovnik, Croatia. He last played for FC Barcelona in Spain.
So unlike the Knicks fans, of course there are more of them, a couple of Magic fans happy with Hezonja going to Orlando. Brand Fraschilla, what kind of player is Orlando getting?
Orlando Magic need a shooter, and they've added one in Mario Hezonja. In my opinion, the best shooter in this draft. Now, I compare him a little bit to J.R. Smith in that he's the only guy in this draft that could potentially win an NBA dunk contest and also an NBA three-point shooting contest. He's played in the second best league in the world. He played on a very deep team. His numbers were up and down because the team realized he was leaving for the NBA. Orlando is a perfect landing spot because their backcourt is not a good shooting backcourt, and I think he fits right in. One of the more talented guys in this draft, only 20 years old.
All right, Fran, and you look at Orlando's lineup and some of the key reserves, and the Sacramento Kings are on the clock, by the way. But let's talk about Hezonja and the Magic and coming over from Croatia, playing in Spain. He's got a little chip on his shoulder. He plays with some attitude and flair and swagger. How will that go over initially?
I think him and Scott Skiles are going to actually really like each other because Mario actually has the same kind of swag that Scott Skiles has as a head coach. And when you look at the overall process of what this team has gone through, like Jalen alluded to, Victor Oladipo wants to slash, Alfred Payton wants to slash. You need somebody to help the spacing of that floor. You get a guy like Hezonja, now you get Tobias Harris back in free agency. Orlando's on their way.
Extreme confidence, toughness, can handle the basketball, shoot the three, and finish at the hoop, and compete at his position. Reminds me of Chandler Parsons. Have you ever seen Chandler Parsons dress, by the way? You got to have confidence to wear what he wears a lot of times. But in all honesty, it's going to be a great fit down in Orlando. As you guys mentioned, their backcourt and their team is not a shooting knockdown